All right, we have hit record. So welcome to the third official edition of Connect Your Dots, what we're calling a podcast, even though it's a video and an audio and whatever else we decide to turn this into. And today
podcast adjacent.
I like that. Oh my God, podcast adjacent.
Yeah, adjacent. I agree. Okay.
And my lovely wordsmith over here today is Tara Caffelle, and she is coming to you live from her car in a Starbucks parking lot. And she is a fantabulous, because that's an awesome word, relationship coach. And in full disclosure, former schoolmate of mine in high school. And all around awesome lady. So I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about what she does. And she'll keep checking over her shoulder to make sure nobody's coming to ask her to move her car.
I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Isn't that hilarious? Right. What a funny morning.
I know.
So I'm a relationship coach who currently has no Wi-Fi at my house. So that's why I'm in the parking lot at Starbucks, mooching off of their Wi-Fi without having to sit in the loud restaurant. Yes, so I'm a relationship coach. I work with couples and individuals on all things relationship, like, things that you have relationships with, like sex and food and money and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just passionate about that. I love talking about it. I love having people have difficult conversations and be able to talk in new ways and be sort of intimate in new ways. So that's what I do. And I also work really specifically with people having babies. So these are the people, newborn parents, newborn relationship, really. So I get them together, and I don't, the baby's fine. Everybody's worried about the baby and everything else, and the baby's going to be great. I'm worried about the relationship and how it perseveres through that giant change. Like, Jen, you have a daughter, it's like dropping a bomb in your house when you have a baby, right? So
yeah. And it doesn't end, it changes every year.
Exactly. So I want people to survive the bomb and to actually have a relationship when their child grows up, to have it be this place that all of them get to feed from and be fulfilled by. So boom, drop the mic, that's me. Here I am. Hi.
There you go. That's what you do.
Yeah.
So that, even as you started off there, I'm going, all right, it's all the connecting. What are people's connections? What are your connections to? You're talking about sex and food and relationships and family and life and the whole thing, the whole mess, the whole tangled piece of everything that goes on that gives us our life that we're living in. So when you talk with people, that's what I'd love to dive straight into if we could. When you're talking with people, or even in your life, what kinds of things come up for you around connecting into those relationships, connecting yourself to, and that's the loose yourself, the royal we, connecting oneself to that relationship with food, or connecting oneself to that relationship with another person? What themes come up through those things?
Well, I think the big overarching theme that always happens for me, and I talk about a lot, is we're all sort of messy humans, right? We're all these messy people, and we have the good and the bad and the ugly all happening in the same breath very often, right? I don't know, I have days where I hear somebody has cancer and I get a new client, right? And I'm like, oh wow, I'm really sad, but I'm also like super excited at the same time. And I think that that's what life is, right? It's all of those things together in the same moment, in the same breath. Life comes to us, life gets taken from us, all at the same time. And I think it's true with all of these things. We have to commingle with food, money, relationships, our partners, sex, our jobs, our friends, our lives, our dreams, our goals, our past. We have to live with those things all the time. And so I personally feel this and know this, that if we're really authentic with our lives and really intimate with all of those components, we're willing to get down and dirty and have conversations about it and get messy and have it get really pretty again, that's what makes us able to connect all these dots all the time. It's the willingness to be in the dirt with them and with the people that we love, right? Like, what if we just committed to, I love you, we're going to have the grittiest, weirdest, funniest, shittiest conversation sometimes, and that's just the way it's going to be. And, you know, we're going to come out of it even better than we were.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't commit to that all the time, right? I don't think people are willing to, you know, get down dirty and be really naked in front of other people. And I just want to say, I'm not someone who normally drinks Starbucks with a straw, but I thought it would be helpful today to help me. Anyway, carry on.
That's okay. You've gone audio only at the minute, so we can't see you anyway. We did.
Okay, good.
We did lose your picture on but that's
no.
okay. Your audio is coming through. Okay. You might. We'll find out. I'll let you know. I know, right? Hey, free Wi-Fi, we'll take it.
Yeah.
So, oh shoot. Okay, so as you're talking about that, do you think you were talking about people being willing to go to those places and being willing to have those conversations, playing the dirt like that? Is that something that you think people acknowledge and have this conscious conversation, say, no, I'm not going to go there? Or do you think it's something that's even something people haven't connected to, and that's what they need to connect to first before they go?
I think some people are really conscious and can say, you know, oh, I'm not going to. Well, no, I think the people who are conscious are the ones who are willing to talk about it. But I think some people, it doesn't even occur to them. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard people say, oh, you know, I made this great discovery. Do you think I should tell my partner about it? And I think, well, yeah. Don't you talk to them every day? Like, I don't know. This is my dinner conversation to say, like, guess what I discovered today? And to share these big insights, and even if they actually involve someone else and bump up against them. So I think, sadly, people don't necessarily have the tools, the vocabulary, the balls, the wherewithal, or the consciousness to really have those conversations and to get them going. And that's, I think, what this work is about, is getting people to a place where they realize, you know, part of being a leader in the world and a person who's showing up in your sort of empowered space, that means that you say what you need to say. And if something's not okay with you, then you do that, and you actually take responsibility for that impact. And you don't, you know, we don't need to drive by shitting on people where we run into the room and say, you're all assholes, we run back out. No, we need to actually be able to run in the room and say, you're assholes, and here's why, and then stay with it, right? And be with that and have that conversation and be willing to do it and be brave. It does take some bravery, but it's so fun. Like, I wish I could explain to people that after you have a really gritty conversation, it feels good. It does. It's like sex.
There are. It is real. There is a release afterwards. It's freeing to have that. Yeah. We lost you. So at one point we lost you there. You said you don't want to run into the room and say you're all assholes. And I was thinking, well, maybe sometimes you do. But then we didn't hear your part about, okay, so if we're not running in the room to say we're all assholes, we're going to do something else.
Sorry about this Wi-Fi. You know, it's having responsibility for our impact. So when we're going to say something, it's actually saying it and then realizing that we actually get to hold people and be in the space after we've said it, and we get to make it be, we get to have it land and be responsible for it. So it's not me just going to my partner going, I feel lonely and unfulfilled with you, and then not having that be something we talk about, but saying that and then him going, oh wow, that really upsets me to hear. What's that happening from? Like, what's making you feel that way? What could I change? And then having that conversation, and at the end of it, we would feel sort of, like you say, satisfied and more intimate, because we just know each other that little bit more. And I've trusted him with my heart and my, you know, to take care of me in a different way and meet my needs in a different way, right? So it's staying with the impact instead of running and bombing it in the room and running away.
Yeah. And you're back on video. So we'll see how this goes.
How exciting. Hi.
Yeah, a lot of presence and ownership and responsibility in that connection. And I think that can be a scary place to tap into. Why would I want to go there? What the hell are you talking about?
Right?
So
Because I might be ready to tell you you're doing something wrong, or to shame you, or oh my God, there's somebody listening to Queen in the parking lot, and it's really loud.
we can't hear them. Oh dear.
But yeah, it's true. Like if someone says to me, okay, I really need to have a talk with you about something, immediately I'm like, oh God, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
You're going to yell at me, right? Am I in trouble? Am I in trouble? I always think that because I'm like a kid. But if I came from it, that somebody was actually bringing me something to speak about, and we could talk intelligently, and we could agree to not make each other wrong. Oh, how magical would that be if we just wanted to find the space between us that made sense, and to be more intimate and connected together. Boom. Boom.
Yeah.
Dots would be connected there. That's for damn sure.
Hugely. So that's from a relationship side, from a relationship coach perspective. Then when you're working with one person, it's about connecting them to their self and what they're doing, what they're feeling, what everything. But when you bring that other party and you've got this whole other dynamic coming onto the playing field,
it's my favorite thing.
Connecting, now you're radiating out into so many different zones, and then trying to get this connection happening, which doesn't even involve you. But
no, I'm just sort of the referee. Like I catch things and I lob them back to the other partner. I echo them and listen to. I tell them what I hear and what I see between them, and sometimes it's a matter of asking each of them what they want for each other, right? Sometimes, like, they know what they want for their partner, right? Like, that you want your partner to be in their independence and to feel really confident and to be in love with their work, or to speak with you openly and be able to communicate with you. We know what we want from the people that we're with, but we don't always know how to ask for it and to empower it in the other person. And that's where I come in to go, okay, I want this for them too. Let's do this. And then we talk about some of the tools, and I think it's a beautiful thing to have an ally to help you empower yourself in your life, right? So like, say I want to get a new job and I just feel lost in it, and I don't know how to have the conversations, and I feel not confident about myself, all those things. My partner can actually become my teammate in that. And not be the kind of like crack a whip jerk who's helping you lose weight by shaming you at the gym, right? But the guy who can be like, well, let's do this together. I can help you find leads. You can practice interviewing with me, whatever. Our mate can be our teammate. And I think actually everyone else can be our teammates too. We can enlist the help of the people around us to support us in what we want. And even for little things, right? Like, I don't know, I've gone into the bank and gone, okay, I have a weird thing. Can you help me with this? Can we be teammates here? Like, and they're like, oh yes, right? It's like a scavenger hunt.
That's what they're there for. Yeah, all of a sudden.
They want to be on my side. They want to be successful with me. They want to help me because I've asked for help. I think that we humans want to connect that way. We always do. We want other people to be successful. We want to give them what they want and need. So what's the harm in asking, right?
And how weird is it that then and just thinking that happened, the idea of independence and fortitude, and I can tackle this on my own, is such a lauded, or such a goal or an aspiration for so many people, to say that this was my thing, my independent thing, and I pulled it all together on my own without having to ask for help. But that's, how does that, so how, if you're working, or if you get that sense in yourself all of a sudden, and you're just like that stubborn streak that comes through, and you kind of go, okay, no, wait a minute, let that shit go. And it's okay, where does that connection come from?
Yeah, I've worshipped at the altar of independent for a really long time. Really long time, right? Like, I can do it myself. Like, we learn it when we're 2 and we're learning to tie our shoelaces, and we're yelling, or 3, or whenever little people learn to tie their things up. And they're like, no, I do it myself, Mom. I do it myself. And that's great. But, I don't know. I think somewhere we we buy into the belief that by asking for any help or support along the way, it means we didn't do it ourselves.
Yeah.
But we actually did do it. Like, for instance, I just climbed the Grand Canyon last Friday. So a week and a day ago. I climbed the Grand Canyon. So yes, I did the hike itself myself because nobody was there to carry me unless I hired a mule, which was going to be difficult. It would have been a pain in the ass. Get it? Anyway, sorry. It's just really funny. Pain in the ass. Get it?
Actually, you froze there for a second, so I just went from mule to pain in the ass, but that's okay.
Oh, to hire a mule would have been a pain in the ass.
Would have pain in the ass.
I like the pun. Yes. I like making dad jokes, apparently. Anyway, so along the way, digress. You know, I had 2 trainers who rode my ass for 4 months about the damn thing. I had a nutritional person helping me figure out what to eat and bring. I had someone advising me what to carry with me on the trail, which shoes, what pack, what sticks to walk with, all that stuff. You know, I had somebody booking my hotel and my flights for me. I had someone taking care of my dog. So if you looked at all of that,
yeah,
I actually asked for a lot of help on that little project, but I did it myself. So I don't know. I just think we get caught up in the, no, I can do it. But you know what? Actually asking for help makes us stronger. And it helps us to round out the experience. And I just remember this great expression that was like, if it's not your joy, it's not your job.
Oh my goodness.
Right? Yeah, like, yeah, and yeah. So if there's stuff you don't like doing, then don't freaking do it. Just get someone else to help you. You still get the credit.
There are other people who will do that for you. Yeah. Yep.
I wonder if someone would have hiked the trail for me.
Posted on Instagram for you and done the whole
thing.
Maybe
a little cardboard cutout of me that they would just put up places.
I was here. Learn how to sign your names, anyway. They put it in the guest book. Oh my God.
Yeah, right.
So how do you recognize that? How do you, at what point do you find yourself doing something and go, screw this, I need to tap into somebody else to make this work? What
well, my
tells you?
First clue is when it starts taking forever.
Okay.
Because I'm putting it off and I'm not enjoying it and I'm feeling resentful about the time I have to spend. Like, great example, I just hired somebody to do a bunch of back-end shit on my website. I'm perfectly capable. I know the website login. I know the password. I can get in. But you know what I do is I open it up and then I put on like an episode of Grey's Anatomy and I play around on the computer and I lose track of what I'm doing and I don't care anymore. And so I remember it was like 11 o'clock at night and I emailed this woman, this VA out of Washington, and I emailed her and I said, here's what I would love for you to do. And I hear that you're a great person to do it. And here's my list. And I said, and now that I've emailed you, I'm going to stop pretending that I'm going to do this tonight and I'm going to close my laptop and go pour a glass of wine. And how freeing was that to realize, you know, that, okay, I'm just wasting time. This particular item has been on my list for probably 4 months and I haven't done it yet. So maybe I don't want to, right? So if things aren't uplifting to you, then send them off, right? And the stuff we procrastinate on, like, I know this to be true for me. If I don't procrastinate on something, it means I really want to do it and I'm excited about doing it and it's exciting for me. But if I'm putting it off on list after list after list, it either doesn't need to get done at all because it's not that important, or I don't want to. So I like to ship those things off to other people.
So aside from the obvious, things get done then for you. Things happen faster. You're not procrastinating anymore. What else do you find comes from these connections and making these relationships and having that, I don't know whether the word I want to use is outreach or interplay or interconnections. What else comes to you from that?
See, is that we include other people in our experience. We actually let them have an experience of it. Right? Like, I don't know, it seems kind of small, but I feel like this woman who's working with me in Washington, and shout out to, hi Shannon, how are you? I feel like the work she's doing, you know what? It's helping feed her family because I'm paying her to do it. She's in her joy. She loves doing this shit. She emails me at like midnight, says, "Oh, I just did this." Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Oh, he froze up
Right?
again there for
She's
a sec, so I'll come.
What cut out?
She's in her joy. She's emailing you at midnight.
Yeah, she is excited for her and is fulfilling for her, and it's her job. She loves it, and I want people's experience as well, and by asking them for help, they get to be part of my work and my ripple effect that I'm having in the world, right? They get to be a part of that, and yeah, that's it.
We caught a couple of those words, so I'm just going to recap what we were talking about, having people share the experience with you. She gets to be part of your world. You're supporting her. She gets to do something she loves. And it becomes a win-win kind of across the board. Yes. Okay.
Yes, that's
good.
exactly.
I filled in a few words there and made some stuff up, so I'm glad it worked.
I was just blabbering.
So I'm just keeping an eye on the time and how we're doing, and I don't want you to be hanging out in Starbucks parking lot forever this morning. So one last question for you then. What's one big thing that you're working on making a connection with right now? What have you got going on? Or little, no pressure. Doesn't have to be massive.
No pressure. What's your massive project?
What's top of my by big? I mean top of mind. Not spill all your secrets. No, but what's top of mind? What's the one thing that you're saying? Yeah, that's what's.
Here's what I'm just really present to now. Like I love to put on. I've been working on I call it the Super Couple Intensive, which is like a retreat series. It's 3 retreat weekends over 12 weeks, and then it's time with me in between, and so I've been working on filling that to start it, sort of later in the spring. And as I was talking to couples, I think I kept getting stuck on people assuming that they had to be in some sort of trouble to come to me. But no, like when I did the Grand Canyon, there's 23 of us, and most of it was couples from this health club I'm with. And they were these amazing super couples, right? Like they were doing this giant marathon thing together. They were training, traveling, laughing. They were great couples. And I thought, oh my God, that's who I want actually. So this is what I'm working on is connecting these people who already have such a fantastic relationship. And like, how can it be even better? I love the question, how good do you want to actually stand it? Right?
Yeah.
Like how good do you want it to really get to the point of uncomfortable, right? Like, look, is this really my life?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the connections I'm making right now is with those kinds of people, the couples that I love watching and being around and speaking with them to go, okay, what's the next level, guys? How could this be even more freaking amazing?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's fun for me right now. Yeah, there's lots of things going on, but that's fun.
That's the connection. Very cool. That sounds brilliant. That sounds like fun. I mean, even as you're talking about that, the fun the joy is there. And as you say, if it's not joy, it's not your job. So
exactly. Let's do things that are fun.
Yeah.
And I can help. Yeah. Oh, and I love
well, if people do want
to
find you, I'm going to let you drop a website name or an email address or an Instagram, or where's the best folks for people to
my goodness,
to catch up with you. Come on.
Well, you can go to the website taracaffelle.com. And probably the easiest
I'll type that in the notes.
Okay, that would be super.
Make sure.
Is there a what?
Right. Is there a double? Make sure I spelled that right when I hit send there.
That's exactly it, sweetheart.
Yay.
That's the one.
I know what I'm doing.
And so that's where people can find me. And I write for different places. Probably the most annoying place I am is like Facebook, right? We're all on Facebook, but I've got groups and pages and myself, and that's where I post a lot of things. And I have like a bi-weekly, well, fortnightly. I just love saying fortnight. I think it's a beautiful word.
That's awesome.
Fortnightly, every second and fourth Thursday of the month, I do this thing. It's called Play Space Salon. So it's a live talk on Facebook, and people can send in their relationship questions without having to like say, oh, my wife and I don't have sex anymore. Can you help? Right? You don't have to actually speak to me. You can just listen and send in your questions, or you can private message me the questions so that you don't have to say it out loud. That happens a lot. Anyway, that's kind of a fun thing. I might even do it from my car next time, because
I think this was kind of cool. Find your nearest Starbucks with a strong signal and you're good to go.
Yeah, and it gives me an excuse to write off more of the car. I guess it's like a studio.
Oh, see, I know. Oh, you're welcome. Yay, bad Wi-Fi. That's awesome. Oh, well, good. I love that. I love that. So thanks for hanging out in your car with your Starbucks with a straw.
Well, thanks for being here, Jen. It was really fun to spend the morning with you.
Great. It was. I know. And hey, it all worked out. It all worked out. We will have to do this again sometime. That was good. Maybe we'll do it in person one day. I keep doing these online and I'm like, I don't know what it looks like because we need 2 cameras. This is very confusing. How would we do this on person when it's an internet?
I don't know.
We'll have to figure that out.
We'll have to hire someone to research that for us.
Oh, done.
Not my joy.
Well, have a good rest of your day. We'll see. We'll get this up. We'll get this up on YouTube. We'll get this up on SoundCloud. Super. And thank you, future viewers. That's Tara Caffelle. This way. She's a fantastic lady. I'm Jen Danielson. She's taracaffelle.com. I'm jendanielson.com. And keep connecting your dots, people. Things. Or this, or do whatever this is, and connect it around.
I'm just dotting this shit.
You do that. I think that's a very good spot to end the recording, Tara Caffelle.
Sounds good.
Let's do another post. Okay. Bye.
Bye.